Good evening, semen demons. Welcome back to the worst YouTube channel known to mankind. Look, today I got a good as fuck video for you. Insane health advice. And this is 100% seriously true. Look it up on Google if you don't fucking believe me. If you don't want to die as an early cunt, an early grave, an early death, the main cause of an early death, I would say, is chronic inflammation. You know, day in, day out, the thing you need to do is to make sure, and I do this every fucking day, you know, even though I'm the laziest piece of filth on planet Earth, or I have ADD, but I would say just I'm lazy as fuck. But look, I do these things every single day, and it's so incredible, small, easy things to keep your inflammation as low as possible. And look, the science is very fucking clear. Inflammation is the main root cause, the main driver of pretty much every major illness that you know of. Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancer, heart disease, fucking chlamydia. Not chlamydia, because I don't think that's, well, it could be an inflammatory disease, but you don't get that from, you know, drinking sugary drinks all day. You get chlamydia from a random Wendy at the bus stop. But here's the thing. Inflammation, especially chronic inflammation, because inflammation obviously has a natural function. You know, if you have a disease, a virus, you need inflammation to fight it off, of course. But I'm talking about chronic day in, day out inflammation, which is causing your cells to mutate, for example, to get cancer. It's causing heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, like I just named, all those fucking major illnesses. And here's my now honestly, I think it's great health advice because it's some very easy as fuck, but makes a huge difference to keep inflammation as low as possible. Number one, this is pretty much the biggest factor and nobody ever fucking talks about it. Society neglects it and sees it as a weakness. But number one, you gotta sleep a fuck ton. And not just every single day, at least 8 hours, every individual. I mean, there's some very rare cunts that have some sort of genetic gene that causes you to sleep for only 6 hours and get away with it. But like 99.9% of the population needs to sleep at least 8 hours, but preferably 8.5 hours every single night. And not just quantity of sleep, you also gotta have quality of sleep. If you're a fat fucking truck driver who has sleep apnea, which you constantly wake up with in the middle of the night, sometimes even up to 300 times you wake up and stop breathing if you have sleep apnea. Horrible. So even if you sleep a lot of hours, but if you have sleep apnea, that's fucking cancer as fuck, literally. Why? Because you never get restorative deep sleep, which is also what strengthens your immune system and low inflammation. So if you have sleep apnea, you have usually higher rates of inflammation, aka more cancer. It's always enjoyable. So sleep is number one. At least 8 hours, preferably 8.5 hours every single night with good quality. Make sure your room is cold. Make sure your core body temperature is dropped so you can take a shower before you go sleeping. Yes, that lowers your body temperature. It doesn't increase it even if you use hot water, because the steam cools your body off. It sounds fucking weird, but it actually drops your core body temperature if you take a shower. Never eat. I eat, but that's because I can handle the carbs. You know, I'm somewhat of a chubby cringe lord, so I can handle the carbs before bed, but a lot of people can't eat before bed because carbs obviously raise your body temperature and fucking increase your glucose and energy so you don't fall asleep as easily. Don't fucking before sleep watch blue light screen. You know, if you have blue light in your eyes, that's terrible because it suppresses your melatonin production. And sorry, excuse me. Of course, you gotta have a dark room. You know, you gotta have fucking lids that block the light, you know? So that's number one, sleep. At least 8 hours of good quality, but preferably 8.5 hours. And it's also just, that's for inflammation, obviously, to reduce, but it's so many other benefits. For example, way less likely to drive yourself to death. Look, if you're sleep deprived, you have a way higher chance to drive yourself to death. Literally, like, look it up. It's like, it goes exponential. The less you sleep, the exponential the amount of more times you're gonna drive yourself into a fucking tree and die in the fucking car. So you don't want to do that. Number two, so that's number one. It's like, imagine not wanting to sleep just the normal amount every single night. Like, you must be brain damaged, because why wouldn't you do it? You know, I understand if you're busy, but if you don't take out the time in your day to sleep, in my books, you're kind of brain damaged if you don't do that. But here's step number two. Diet. of course. And this is, look, you're gonna say, imagine thinking that I'm the first cunt to talk about diet. Of course, I'm not the first person who talks about how diet can reduce inflammation, of course, and also cause it. But here's some things. I've said so many times, don't necessarily start by lowering your calories, because that's the uncomfortable part. You know, you don't want to be in a calorie deficit because your brain expects, after being a fat cunt like you, and after eating high calories for a long time, your body starts to expect those calories. And so when there's calories are lower, you're going to feel like shit. So what you want to do first is not necessarily cut calories, but replace junk food with food that's way better and it can still taste good as fuck. I mean, if you're eating a whole pizza, for example, at night, you could swap that with avocado sandwiches with some turkey, pepper, salt. And don't tell me that it doesn't taste good. It tastes good as fuck. I swear to God. Like if you toast it, avocado spread with turkey slices and pepper and salt, you cannot tell me, you chubby cunt, that it doesn't taste good. Of course, the pizza will still taste better, but it's the same amount of calories. You know, you can eat fuck ton of those sandwiches. So you'll fill up, but you fill up with way better food. And here's the thing. Something like avocado is very anti-inflammatory. And to me, it tastes good as fuck. You know, I'm not a soy cuckold. The point I'm trying to make is you don't have to fucking go full vegan, of course, but there's so many simple shit in your diet that you can replace to reduce inflammation. Then also what you gotta do, every single day you gotta eat red onion, preferably raw. If you cook it, you lose some of the fucking quercetin, you know, the antioxidant. And all you have to do is just eat a couple slices of raw onion, and it makes a huge difference in terms of lowering inflammation. Blueberries, just eat like a cup of blueberries. It's like barely any calories, but it makes such a fucking difference. If you do this day in, day out, you will guaranteed live way longer. But seriously, it makes I've been doing it for years. If you eat blueberries, fucking raw onion, avocado, walnuts, you know, and it doesn't have to be that much, but if you eat that shit every single day in, day out, that makes an insane difference over the years. That's literally the difference between having to take fucking beta blocker pills to reduce your low blood pressure and not having to, because you've been technically taking a medicine, because blueberries, raw onion, avocado, technically you could see it as a medicine, but it's of course a natural medicine that's good for you. You shouldn't take the fucking pharmaceutical pills cramming down your throat, because first of all, they make billions off of you, and secondly, of course, those pills are horrible for you. So diet, very easy to just incorporate some incredibly anti-inflammatory foods every single day. It takes barely any effort. And then tip number 3 is, of course, and you know this one, exercise. And look, you don't have to do, it's so crazy how people think that you have to do like insane shit. Obviously, what you want to do, you want to do both cardio and weight training. Weight training especially, because weight training has proven to be very, very anti-cancer. It's very good to reduce, like, just weight training 2 times a week alone reduces your chances of colon cancer by like 30%. It's fucking insane. There's nothing else like it. And that's probably because, you know, your body and your brain was developed to exercise every single day, to get food, to fucking kill your other people who try to fuck your wife. You know, that's the caveman times. Yes, that's what happened back in the day. So your body still obviously expects you to use your muscles and your fucking heart to pump blood. So the moment you don't do that, the moment you sit on your ass like a lazy wage slave every single day,
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow.
Working in a cubicle, like in Office Space or Space Office, whatever the movie was called, you get all types of problems. Blood pressure problems, cancer problems, just because of the inflammation. And weight training, of course, is very, very anti-inflammatory. It reduces cancer by like insane numbers. And cardio also is very good, but especially for your heart. Because if you take every factor into account, cardio doesn't reduces your chances of cancer directly. Indirectly it does, because usually when you do more cardio, you sleep better, you eat healthier. Usually that alone will decrease your chance of cancer, but pure cardio is only good for a lot of things, but not necessarily for cancer, but especially for your heart. But weight training especially is good for cancer. Just weight training alone. So you don't have to do crazies. You can do weight training like 2 times a week. Do some fucking curls. I don't know. Do some fucking military press, bench, squat, deadlift. And it doesn't have to be absolute insane intensity. Just use your fucking muscles, you cunt. And that makes an insane difference in terms of inflammation. You help reduce inflammation by a fuck ton if you just do some fucking weight training and some fucking exercise. And in terms of cardio, you don't have to do... Personally, I fucking hate running. I do cardio every single day, but I hate running. So what I do is I just ride a bike. I just ride a bike at, you know, a little bit faster than average speed because that's something I actually like doing. And that's the thing. Like, obviously, you could say it's genetic. You could honestly say it's... Holy fuck, I have autism. I can't speak. Obviously, you could say that it's genetic, whether you like doing exercise or the degree to which you like doing exercise. It's on a spectrum, BTW. But look, I am serious when I say I enjoy riding my bike around and just fucking for like 30 minutes riding random places, going a little bit fast. Again, major autism outbreak. You know what I mean? Like, that's something I like doing. And of course, I realize that not everybody might like that, but there's must be some form of cardio exercise. Holy shit, I almost broke my monitor. Some form of cardio exercise that you enjoy. Whether it's running, biking, fucking rowing on a machine, that could be seen as weight training, but if you do it light, it's more like cardio. Fucking, I don't know, going to a glory hole. There's loads of cardio activities going on right there, but I don't recommend it unless you want another inflammatory disease, which is called fucking AIDS. Very tragic as well. By the way, this quick story in between. This is one of my fucking nightmares. I swear to God, this is true. In California, there was a story about some random fucking homeless people robbing people on the street, not with your average weapon, not with a gun, you know, give me your money because otherwise I'll shoot you. They were motherfucking robbing people with fucking AIDS needles. I'm not even joking. It was a story about a smart as fuck homeless man. You give some credit to him. He thought, I didn't need a gun. I don't need a knife. I just have my AIDS needle and say, give me your phone, give me your wallet. Otherwise, I'll give you major AIDS. I'll push this fucking needle in you. Holy fuck, that's one of my nightmare stories. Quick in between. That one day, some motherfucker will try to infect me with AIDS. And there's nothing you're gonna do about it. Because, of course, you need blood to blood contact. But if somebody fucking stabs you with a syringe and an AIDS syringe with some fucking trenbolone, so they'll also shut down my natural testosterone production, but it will have massive gains for one week. But that's one of my quick nightmare stories. But I'm gonna assume that there's not gonna be a lot of homeless people robbing people with AIDS needles anymore. But who knows, you know, we might... I'm not from California, but it seems like a lovely place. That's basically tip number 3, which I said, exercise. And it's like I said, I mean, don't tell me, even if you're, again, I am the laziest cunt on planet Earth. I've said this at least 500 times. I claim to be officially the laziest cunt on planet Earth, but I still have the genuine motivation to do some cardio and weightlifting. Because, cunt, exercise releases, of course, you know this, endorphins, you know, some major fucking neurotransmittory activity in my synaptic clefts, which is similar, of course, it's not the same, but it's similar to fucking heroin. Honestly, it's the same fucking... What is it? Endorphin stands for endogenous opioid, I believe. It's an opioid that your body naturally produces. And heroin, of course, does not naturally produce, but it simulates what your body naturally produces. So heroin and exercise is actually the same sort of endorphins. Obviously, heroin, just ask Demi Lovato, is way stronger. So don't recommend that. But for me, exercise is no problem because I know that I'm going to be feeling good as fuck during, between, in between, and after because of the endorphins. So my brain doesn't tell me I don't want to do this because my brain already knows because of dopamine learning. You know, you learn, fucking the neurotransmitters help you learn and remember the experience. So I already know that it's going to be a good fucking experience. So why wouldn't I do that? And that's my last tip. I'm going to end this video right now, but just find a fucking way to find some form of exercise. And the summary is sleep as much as you can with good fucking quality sleep. Diet, just incorporate some fucking healthy foods, which is very easy. It tastes good, so there's no fucking excuse for your lazy ass. And then number 3, of course, exercise, like I said. And I already said everything I wanted to say, so suck my asshole. Thank you for watching. Nobody will ever watch this. See ya.